Hello and welcome back to live coverage of the Apex Gaming 5K Team Open. I'm Tandy, joined by Ross Merriam. Say hi, Ross.
Hi, Ross.
We got 4 rounds down, 2 rounds left before we jump into the elimination rounds of the top 8. Ross, why don't you give us a little look into what we're going to be watching this round, round number 5?
So, we got some big names here, and we're going to be starting with two of the biggest on the Apex series. That's Dylan Ham and Gabriel Abadi. They're facing off in the modern seat. Ham playing four-color Omnath. A deck we haven't seen much of today. We had Ryan Hayes in the feature match area with it, but we didn't get over to his match all that much. And he's going to be playing against Gabe Abadi, who likes to play his Asmos.
Yeah, when Ross and I first covered Apex Gaming matches, one of the first matches we watched was Gabe Abadi playing some Asmo Mordekaiser or whatever. Asmo, I can't remember the name of it. Asmo deck. And moved away from it, won a bunch of tournaments, and now we're back to Asmo again.
To be fair, he moved away from it to start playing Hammer, and
Sure.
Hammer isn't very good right now. So I guess in the absence of playing his beloved Hammer deck, he has reverted back to his previous state and is playing a Gruul Asmo list that looks really cool. And we'll see who can take it down for their team in this Battle of Titans.
All right, the
in Apex
backup
series.
matches, just so we're clear, Scotty Doolittle on Niv against Deshaun Johnson on Amalia in the Pioneer seat. And then in the standard seat, we have Brian Barber on Esper midrange versus John Tagliarini on Demir midrange. And we'll get to those if we have time. But the players are in the feature match area and ready to go. So let's head on down there. And we'll watch Dylan Ham versus Gabe Abadi. That's Omnath versus Green Red Asthma.
We might be seeing our first Outlaws of Thunder Junction card, too. There's a Singleton Lava Spur Boots in Abadi's deck defined with Urza Saga. See if that comes up. He wants to give a Construct Haste.
All right, starting off with a Surveil land. Puts Ren and 6 right into the graveyard. See what Abadi's turn 1's cooking. I see a Dragon Rage Channeler over there.
It's a pretty good one. A lot of cheap cards for Abadi. He should come out swinging. 4 Ragavan, 4 Channeler, a couple of Abundant Harvest if he wants to cantrip.
Okay, Stomping Ground down to 17. Going back Dylan Ham's way. See if he has the punish in the Ren and 6 in hand. If you pull in the graveyard on the play, I imagine another one's coming right down.
Yeah, and that's Bad News Bears for Abadi.
Yeah, might not have had anything else to do, right? But this is pretty sickening if it is a second Ren and 6.
Now, a Ragavan could attack the Ren and 6 down with Dash, and there's also plenty of burn to take it down. 4 Galvanic Blast and 2 copies of Wild Slash. Abadi playing that as his secondary burn spell over Lightning Bolt, likely to get the damage prevention with Ferocious against potential One Rings.
That's my take as well. Good call. All right, Ren and 6 minus kills the Darcy. We're going to go back Abadi's way. Let's see if he has a way to put some pressure on this turn. Oh, Darcy.
Abadi already throwing his hands up like, what is this?
He looked at Dylan. Maybe Dylan was like cards in hand. He's just like 6. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's turn 2. I played a card. Give me a break. Here's a Goyf. Can we get the $5 Tarmogoyf on screen, please? This is Tarmogoyf. If you've played Magic in the last 2 decades, you've probably heard the term Tarmogoyf. It used to be $100. Then it was $50, and then they printed it a million times, and now it's $5. That Fable the Mirror Breaker token is more expensive than Tarmogoyf.
Yeah. It's a new day.
Here is Abundant Harvest. That's going to look at the top, likely naming, I guess, land if he just flipped over some spells.
Abadi wanted a land.
And he got one.
Now Tarmogoyf is a 4/5 here. Land, sorcery, creature, planeswalker. And going face. Abadi wants to be aggressive.
Cookbook meets Counterspell.
Very quick counterspell from Dylan Ham. He knows what's up with Abadi's deck. This is probably not the first time he's played against it.
In a turn, going to fetch. I am extremely surprised that Tarmogoyf did not eat Ren and 6. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. We'll see. This is a deck with a lot of burn in it. And it's a very aggressive deck. We'll see if the aggressive line pays off for Abadi or if he's going to end this game wishing he had just played for value.
Well, maybe he should have tried the cookbook first because it probably changed his combat math.
I was going to kill the Ren regardless, but yeah, he could have gotten an extra point.
Well,
Extra
that
2
too, but
points,
I'm
actually.
more so just like if it gets counterspelled and his Asmo doesn't come down, it like just changes the texture of the game.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. It's minutia.
Okay.
Tarmogoyf chunking
Well,
in.
nothing going for Ham there, just buying the companion, but that does allow him to evoke Solitude, so that will protect the Ren in 6. And Abadi was trying to attack the Ren there, so probably feeling pretty bad about his sequence of plays and losing the cookbook to a counterspell and not dealing with the Ren. But still has this Urza Saga going, could potentially get the Lava Spur Boots next turn. That will be a 7-point attack if it goes unanswered.
Lava Spur Boots is cool because it works in tandem with the second activation of the Urza Saga to give you just extreme burst damage.
Looks like there's another Solitude in hand for Dylan Ham, so things looking pretty good for him with a Body's Hand, really dependent on that cookbook. I think it was 2 copies of Asmo and a Oval Chase Daredevil.
All right, Saga end of turn. Gonna make a construct, and then we're gonna fetch. Likely gonna surveil land unless
I actually
there isn't one in
don't
there.
see one. I was just checking the list. Yeah, just a
Okay.
Stomping Ground coming. This is a deck that wants to come out fast and furious, so maybe the tapped land a little bit too punishing.
Not for sure. Looking for a reason for the black mana because he does have a blood grip.
Hardcast Daredevil.
There it is. Good call. Okay, here comes another activation, and we'll see if he goes and gets the boots. This is one
Seems-
brand new. Let's get Lava
Well,
Spur boots on screen.
Probably just finding the cookbook to turn on his hand.
Sure.
Yeah.
Fine.
Seems a little bit better. We will have to wait to get our first yeehaw off. And if there was a person in the room that was gonna yeehaw, Abadi would be the top of my list.
I have seen a body wearing cowboy hats without Thunder Junction being the newest set, is all I'm going to say. He's a cowboy hat main. 2 creatures coming in, likely attacking Ren in 6, but a hard cast Solitude going to dash those plans. Ragavan comes in dashing 2,
Yeah, so the Solitude can trade for both attackers here.
but maybe wants to eat one and not trade for another.
Yeah, need to deal with the construct because that can get up to a 4/4 with the cookbook.
Okay, so eats that. Body going to go +4, and then Ragavan down as well.
We're back up. Still full grip over there for Dylan Hams. Things looking perfectly fine. He's got a huge resource advantage from the Ren in 6. He's utilizing that to blunt Abadi's attacks.
All right, here comes main phase, pitch over chase. Now we get to start making Asmos. We're going to go after Ren and 6 and binding
Interesting.
takes care of the token.
Could have used that binding on the Underworld cookbook. Yeah, I thought he had the counterspell to cover the Asmo, but there's a second Asmo back. But potential misstep from Dylan Ham.
And now we got 2 cookbooks active with a Daredevil. Asmo in play to shoot down the Ren and 6. Can it hit Planeswalkers? I think it can, right?
I think it's creatures because the creature deals damage to itself.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Yes, just creatures. So the Ren and 6 gonna be marching towards ultimate. I think there's a Wild Slash in hand for a body along with that Oval Chase Daredevil that's been looping with the cookbooks.
Ooh, big pickup.
We both saw it. That is Omnath, the locus of creation. Just decides to start with an expressive iteration first. Don't mind that.
Gonna deal 2 to the Ren. It hasn't ticked up this turn. Maybe that's a body saying if you counterspell this, there's a good chance that the Ren and 6 ultimates.
Yeah.
And that's real bad news. So finding a nice spot to deal it 2 damage and chip damage. Asmo covering the future creatures as well.
Ham finds another Leyline binding off the iteration. Couldn't get a look at what went in hand. There was a Ren that went to the bottom, as you see there with Ham fetching.
He's fetching very quickly with an Omnath in hand that he could have played. I thought he would go Omnath, fetch, get some mana, but the Asmo might have punished that heavily.
I think this might be Leyline binding your Asmo by the Kahira. Or just hold up some mana. Okay.
believe he. Well, I thought he might have another counterspell in hand, but doesn't have 2 blue up. Here's another Tarmogoyf. He big.
Goyf is indeed very big. And potentially problematically so. It's way bigger than this Omnath.
Gonna gain some mana. Gain some life. Believe we drew Teferi Time Raveler, so we can just play and bounce the Tarmogoyf back to hand and draw a card.
Bounce the Leyline Binding that has nothing under it.
Ah, good call.
Answer the Tarmogoyf.
That's why we pay you the medium bucks, Ross. You see everything.
Money, please. Okay. Wurg floating for Dylan Ham. Does indeed bounce the blank Leyline Binding. The players communicated verbally which one, would have the Asmo under it and which one would be blank, and the body just moved the Asmo to the place he'd rather have it.
All right, and we're gonna pitch or tick up and get back a fetch land. A body gonna make some food, but not crack any. Finds Ragavan off the top, but that one's a little too late.
Yeah, I think this one's basically over. It might take a little bit for Ham to close the game with all the food that a body is making, but there's not much that a body's going to do to get back into this, especially once the Ren ultimates and Ham has access to,
Million counter
2
spells.
or 3 extra counter spells, yeah.
We watched old Ryan Hayes do that earlier against the One Ring Mono Black Coffers, and it looked pretty good.
Speak of the One Ring, just in case Ham needed more cards.
Gain some more life. Do we need more mana? We can go like fetch by Kahira, play it, and hold up counterspell. Ham just playing super fast, trying to make sure he has enough time to finish all 3 games. He's played faster than most players I've seen today. And I don't think he's going to get any draws, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, he knows they're in garbage time.
A body says, I'm going to pick up Asmo with the cookbook. The not so often used ability on it, but looks pretty good here. See if Ham has the answer, and I think he does.
I would bet so. Gain some more life. Oh, draw a card.
Can't be targeted for the turn either, but wanted to thin the deck slightly and gain some life.
And get that Kahira into the exile zone properly.
Yeah, now we can Asmo, but does Dylan have the counterspell for it? No. Okay.
There's 5 food on a body's battlefield, so the
Well,
Omnath is done. Hit the showers.
Did his job.
Yeah. But I think Ham will have an answer for this pretty easily.
All right, garbage time swap matches or no?
We'll give it another minute
All
or
right.
so.
I'll give a body 2 draw steps.
If Ham's hand is just like all lands, no, there's a bolt. And then next turn we can,
Ren Emblem?
yeah,
Yeah, Ren Emblem is Jeej. Easy Jeej. Binding the Asmo. It's out of here.
sure, why not? Okay, I think we're done now. The body has no actual relevant permanence. Maybe there's a Gigantha coming in a couple turns.
All right, let's zoom to the 3 shot so we can see who's still playing. We're going to move to a backup feature match. It looks like Doolittle and Deshaun are between games. And it looks like Barber and Tagliarini are either in one or about to start one. So let's head on to standard. We got Brian Barber playing Esper mid. John Tagliarini playing Dimir Flash. And this Dimir deck and Esper deck are both pretty similar in what they're doing. They have the creature core of Deep Cavern Bat in conjunction with, creatures like Gix or Rafine, right? They just both have these like really powerful 2/3 curves with a little bit of interaction and a little bit of finesse.
Yeah, very similar decks. We saw Dimir take down this matchup earlier. See if they can do it again.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, we have a judge call. Okay, cool. All right.
Well, if they get...
A body packed it up. Whenever the judge moves away, that's when people are like, oh, I guess I'm dead.
Well, while that judge call is happening, we can talk about the sideboards for Abadi and Ham in our modern match.
Yeah, let's go back to modern.
So, on Abadi's side, he has the Gigantha as a companion. There's 2 copies of Magus of the Moon, which could be good in this matchup, but often are not, especially with Lightning Bolt in the opposing deck. But I suspect they will come in regardless. There's a Boseiju, 2 copies of Haywire Might, 2 Pick Your Poisons. Those might come in some combination to answer Leyline Bindings. There's also 2 Pithing Needle, a Soul Guide Lantern, 2 the copies of the One Ring, and 2 Turn the Earth. I definitely like the One Ring. It really beefs up the deck, gives him a way to have some more staying power in the face of the Omnath deck. And then on Ham's side, we got a Singleton Boseiju, a Celestial Purge, that's a great one, 2 Endurance, 2 Force of Vigor, 2 Hallowed Moonlight, the Kahira Companion, a Mystical Dispute, a Pick Your Poison, 2 Subtlety, and 2 Veil of Summer. Definitely like the Purge, definitely like the Force of Vigors.
Sure.
Beyond that, like the Boseiju will probably come in. It's powerful enough with Ren.
Oh yeah, just churns up all those artifacts, enchantment lands, things like that.
And the rest, not so great.
All right, well, as these players are shuffling up here for game number 2, and the other 2 matches are paused, let's take this time to say thank you to our sponsors. We have quite a few sponsors this weekend. For one, Ultimate Guard. Ultimate Guard is the industry leader for accessories for gaming products such as deck boxes, sleeves, and ways to hold all of your commander decks.
Yeah, we got plenty of swag to give out today in addition to our cash prizes, Katana sleeves, Cortex sleeves, Sidewinder deck boxes.
Oh yeah,
Magilla.
And they just announced a new line of Katana products that includes a really cool, I want to say faux wood deck holder. Like it's a big deck holder box. It looks really sweet. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but I'll look it up between rounds and let y'all know. We are using SpiceRack.gg for this event. SpiceRack has sent one of their agents to help solve any problems with a brand new tournament software that we are engaging in today, and we're doing some working out some bugs, and we're figuring out some things that we can make better, but they're very dedicated folks who are making a wonderful product, and we are happy to be partnered with them for this weekend's events. Well, the match is underway, so we'll hold off on that, and we'll continue that, but we are in turn number 2. Game of Body plays a turn 1 Ragavan. He gets hit with a Prismatic Ending. And then a turn 2 Tarmogoyf. We're going to go back Ham's way and see if he has an answer for the Goyf.
Not a ton of answers for Tarmogoyf in these decks. I guess, you have Leyline Binding and Prismatic Ending. That's enough.
It's Solitude.
Oh, and Solitude. Okay, there's plenty. They're just all over the place.
Yeah, this is why Tarmogoyf is bad.
The removal spells used to all be in like one place on a deck list, but now they're all just attached to different permanents.
Yeah.
We got our enchantment removal, our creature removal, our instant removal, and our sorcery removal.
Mm-hmm.
And our Planeswalker removal in Teferi and Ren.
All right, well, Dillingham fetches quickly. We're going to 15. We've taken 5 damage from our own lands. Dillingham up a game.
Can get the first match win for his team and get them one step closer to our top 8.
We have a moment. Can you ask our spotter some updates for our 2 backup matches, please? Just curious how they're doing. We'll get that info for you in a minute. Ren 6 comes down, takes up, grabs a land. We'll see if a body can get Delirium up enough to use that Tarmogoyf to smash a Ren 6. Needs 4. We have 2 cookbooks.
Okay, so if we have
1 to you, deal you 2.
Yeah, I had a land in hand and a spell, so not enough to get the Goyf up to 4 power.
Quick fetch from Dylan up to 3. My guess, Teferi. Also my guess, a body never plays Asmo again. Or at least waits one whole other year.
And they're 3-1. I'm sure he's been pulling his weight.
Want to bet? All right, Tarmogoyf gets bounced. Card drawn. 2 Planeswalkers on the field. We're going to make some food. Draw for turn. Oh, looks like we picked up an Asmo, so we're going to make 2 more food. We're going to play Asmo, play Tarmogoyf, and probably be really sad in a minute. Another cookbook to hand. Asmo searching up that powerful artifact. Going back Dylan Ham's way. Renin 6 active. Ticks up. No targets. Taps 3. I see a Solitude hanging out over there as well. Looks like we might have another Teferi Time Raveler to bounce Tarmogoyf again. And then maybe Solitude to deal with the Asmo.
Well, that would be pretty good.
I agree.
Just playing a nice little control game is Dylan, and Renin 6 generating a huge resource advantage.
As it does. As it's been doing for years. Here is it Breakout? Is that the name of the card? Breakout?
It is
The Breakout card from Gabriel Body? Let's get that one on the screen. Did we whiff?
We found...
Did we whiff? We found an Oval Chase Daredevil?
Yeah.
Great. Look at top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature card from among them. If that card has mana value 2 or less, you put it on the battlefield. It gains haste. If you didn't put the revealed card in your hand, or in the battlefield, you put it in your hand. That's, we call that, Co. It's not Coco. It's just Co.
It's, not great is what it is.
Well, I've seen it be pretty good in the right decks, but I have yet to see a truly great breakout deck to really emphasize how strong it can be. The gaining haste part is pretty cool sometimes. All right, make another food. We got Goyf and Asmo untapping, but with 5 mana at the ready, Dylan Ham is threatening a Solitude to come down and munch on the Goyf. Big swing. Going face. All right, here's Solitude. Let's see if it gets the block. My guess is no.
Yeah, that's not blocking. But it'll still exile a threat.
All right. I'm not sure exactly what the pause is here. If it's targeting Asmo. Okay, so it is targeting Asmo, and we're going to destroy the Solitude here with the food ability. Tarmogoyf up to a 5/6. I guess Dylan was thinking about. Oh, I don't know what happened. Oh, he used the Asmo to destroy itself so that he can get it back from the graveyard with a cookbook. That is what happened. Okay. Smart play from a body, and maybe it's going to pay off. He's going to get the Asmo back. Solitude going to chunk in here for 3, give Dylan some much-needed life points. And that's a game. Omnath comes down, going to draw a card, replace itself. Fetch land is going to give plus 4 mana, plus 4 life. And I cannot imagine a body gets out of this one, but we'll see. Anything's possible.
Is it, though?
One time, I spent 15 minutes talking on camera about how Jim Davis could not win a match that was still going on. And after about 20 more minutes after I was talking all that, the game was still going. And Jim found a cool way to win. And then Cedric yelled at me. So yes, there is always a way to win. At least that is my sticking point. All right, in a turn, Cookbook gets back Asmo. And that Asmo can blow up all those creatures. Six treasures. Or sorry, 6 food.
Okay.
Yeah. These threats are not very scary in the face of Asmo. And Dylan has kind of tilted his hand so everything's on the table. All these creatures are on the table.
You still have the Teferi and the Ren going.
Gotta do the cooking by the book. Bang.
There's also some pretty big constructs about to enter the battlefield for a body.
That's true. Look, Gabe's going to win this game. And then you're going to apologize. And I'm going to call Cedric and see you were right.
Hey, I didn't say anything to that effect. I just questioned what you were saying.
All right. Another cookbook. Solitude down. We're going to hold up 2 food to blow up my own Asmo in response to an exile effect.
Dylan does gain the 6 life because Asmo makes the creature deal 6 to itself. So
Nice.
Solitude's lifelink comes into play there.
It's another reason not to use Asmo earlier to blow up the Solitude, because it was +6 life when you're trying to race with Tarmogoyf. Teferi up to 4. Can maybe bounce Asmo here, especially if we find Counterspell. Renin 6 up to 6. Next turn it'll be a Renin 7.
Yeah. This is now a 6/6 construct. Soon to be an 7/7, then maybe a 12/12. That's pretty big.
Big. Here's another Solitude. What you targeting?
You might need to deal with this construct.
20 life's pretty safe for now. Alright, I need to get a look at these boots. This is a brand new card. Let's get these boots on screen, because Gabriel Body's got a 1-cost artifact in his deck that can give haste to something, and I want to know exactly the text of this brand new card that I've never seen in real life.
+1/+0 haste and ward 1.
Ward
Equip
1.
1. Mana cost 1.
So it's kind of like Lightning Greaves. Very cool.
Or kind of like Swiftfoot Boots.
Right, but it costs 1, so you can go get it off of
Yeah.
off There's a Saga. So a cool little trick here for this more aggressively slanted build.
Yeah, going for the boots.
Dumb boots.
So this is now 3, 4. These are 7/7s that can be made 10/10s with the 3 cookbooks.
Yep. Make 3 more food. Equip the boots. Play Asmo. Kill the Solitude.
Okay, a body might be winning this game.
Oh, how the turntables turn.
A body once again getting very aggressive, sending both of these constructs upstairs.
My man. All right, one face, one Ren, it seems like. Chumping the one on the Ren. No, chumping the one face. Interesting. Or they were both going to Ren. Impossible to tell. Verbal assessments. Here's a Darcy. Counterspell on the Darcy.
Dylan willing to counter any spell a body is playing, because he just can't fall further behind on this battlefield. The Teferi will answer 1 construct, so that's half the battle.
Here comes.
I think there's a prismatic ending there, and that'll answer the other construct.
Okay, so Dillingham officially out of the woods, but his Renin 6 is no longer with us. Now in the graveyard. Gonna put 1 in hand, 1 into exile to play.
A little surprised Ham wouldn't use the Teferi first. I mean, you get to see what you draw before you make decisions off of the iteration.
Yes, but what you are defining is perfect play in a world where you have to play as fast as humanly possible to win 2 out of 3 against a grindy player, grindy opponent. Just got to make decisions at random.
Not at random, but you have to make them quickly.
You have 3 decisions that you need to make, and 2 of them can be played in any order.
Another breakout here for a body.
Side that card. Ooh. Tarmogoyf with haste? Is that anything?
It's big. I don't like this Gigantha just
this is gross.
half sticking out of the deck, but
there we go. They, in Magic Online, they have a companion zone, but they also have an adventure zone. And they got a exile zone where you can play things, exile zone where you can't play things.
You
And
got the Bone Zone.
Yes, that's the adventure zone.
You got Frozone.
Yeah. Where's my super suit? You ever see the second one?
No.
I did, but I don't remember anything that happens.
Smart.
All right, Asmo getting the boots. Tarmogoyf already has haste. A bolt comes down, kills the Asmo.
Okay. So now, how big is this Tarmogoyf? I see. Well, okay. I no longer care.
Yeah, how big is this Tarmogoyf? Too big. Looks like we're going to shock for 3.
It's like Ham just had the answers he needed. So there's a bunch of permanents on a body side of the battlefield, but they don't add up to much. This Gigantha will eventually come down. But a body really needs to find like another Urza Saga. More Asmos, and he's already gone through several.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like Ham just has the right answers for the threats.
Yeah,
and
because all his answers answer anything. Leyline Binding, anything.
Weird.
Teferi, bounce anything.
Prismatic Ending, kill anything. As
Anything.
long as, under 5, I guess.
Yeah.
Omnath, kill anything. Kill anyone.
Omnath is just do whatever you want.
Yeah. All right,
Oh,
here's
yeah.
a Kahira. Comes down to be.
Old acquaintance Kahira. Companion's a little too strong.
How do you beat. What? 9 life a turn? How do you beat 9 life a turn?
Well, it's not 9 life a turn because you can only sacrifice 2 of them each turn.
Well, I mean, he needs
So-
2 more lands. Eventually, he'll get there, I'm sure. Just saying, this life engine is online. If I was playing this Asmo stuff, cookbook, when I was 14 years old, no one would ever kill me. I'd be gaining way too much life.
There's going to be an issue pressuring it. You're killing with Omnath, Solitudes, and the Kahira.
Yeah.
In this 4-color deck.
Yeah. Don't
you know,
count a body out.
Maybe we find like Beseiju Ren or a bunch of Force of Vigors and just blow up the engine.
Ren bolts. Ren bolts.
You know, restart.
Ren Emblem will definitely do it. I can't wait for Prismatic Ending targeting food token.
Okay, here's a ring.
Now I'm rooting for Dillingham to deck, just so we get a game 3. And so I can say, yeah, I gave 1. Here's a Ren and 6. Gonna tick up and get a land back.
9 fetchables taken out of the deck so far. There are, looks like 11 fetchables in the deck.
All right, we're gonna end a turn, get back Asmo. Now we can play the Asmo and blow up the Kahira. No answer to the ring or the Kahira or the Planeswalker just yet.
Any counter spells?
This Swiftfoot Boots might be able to allow for a kill here on the Ren 6, actually, if Dylan doesn't have another answer. The Asmo can't do it, but the Tarmogoyf in hand that can get haste can. I'm not sure what they're arguing right now. Maybe life totals are slightly different than what they think.
Okay, Kahira down from the Asmo. Boots equipped. Dash a Ragavan.
All right. Ren trying to get killed and Teferi trying to get hit for 2. Let's see if Dylan has any answers. I see a Prismatic Ending. That's at instant speed, thanks to the Teferi plus. No, it's a Hallowed Moonlight. Something out of the sideboard that looks weak here. Teferi down to 1. Ren. Oh, Dylan's in trouble. Even with the 1 ring active, Dylan might be in a little trouble.
Okay, needs to find more answers. This Lava Spur Boots is putting in some work.
It looks good, don't it? Especially off Saga. I think just the X factor of giving that second construct haste is wild.
Ooh, I see a Solitude drawn for Dillingham. That'll clear up this battlefield nicely.
I'm getting some real Ren and 6 or just Saga wanting.
Okay,
to
maybe it was a
happen.
Leyline Binding, not a Solitude.
All
It's
right.
like a body once again going to kill his own Asmo in response to a Leyline trigger.
Yeah. Solitude in hand for Dylan as well, so just doing a great job at keeping a body's pressure at bay, but not really advancing enough that he's able to physically win. And I don't know that he'll be able to physically win the game, but he might be able to draw the game, which would be a 1-0-1 victory.
Yeah, but there's not a ton of win conditions left in the deck. You know, we've gone through a couple Solitudes, we've gone through 1 Omnath, we've gone through the Kahira. Just not very many total threats. And a body, provided there's no counter spells from hand, can rebuy Asmo with one of the cookbooks, play it with a bunch of food on the battlefield, and blow up some threats before the Asmo dies.
Right. Here's a Ragavan.
We may even see some of these Daredevils get cast eventually. Ooh, using a counter spell on a Ragavan.
Here he is, the man of the hour. Oval Chase Daredevil. Let's get that one on the screen. This one does not come into play very often, but when it does, it usually means you're losing. And I think that that's the case here, definitely.
Yeah. But if a body stays losing long enough, he might win. Okay, it looks like there was a Solitude in Dylan's hand, but I think he didn't want to have to block with it, so he's using his other removal aggressively as well, knowing that he's so light on threats.
Okay. Gonna draw 3 cards. Finds a Teferi Time Raveler. That can reset the 1 ring, so there's no danger of dying to your own ring here, really. Teferi ticks up.
But Body can find an Urza Saga here. That might be enough to overwhelm Ham.
Yeah, we do have the Teferi to just bounce it, so I'm not
Yeah.
certain that it is fast
But you're going to
enough.
get a really big attack in. because
Ren
of the
6.
boots.
Besage your thing. Okay, now I think the game's getting close to being impossible
Yeah.
for a body.
Yeah, Ren Beseiju is the nail in the coffin.
All right, Ross, I'm gonna sell you on a body's deck, but I'm gonna sell you in a different way. You ready? Everything he's got going on, except cut most of it, and then add Ren 6 and Underworld Breach and Baubles and Mox Ambers and Fable the Mirror Breaker. Then you got yourself a stew going.
It's a lot of cards to add.
Yeah, but Ren 6 plus Saga with the boot seems awesome, I think. Just always have something to equip. Those breakouts look pretty bad, if I'm being honest.
I like to have more haste threats.
That's true. The haste stuff has been cool. Dylan's done a great job navigating against them, though.
Yeah, I think he is finally taking full control.
All right, buys the Jagman, but doesn't cast it. Instead, cast the Oval Chase Daredevil so that we can suit him up and equip and pressure a Planeswalker. I like this. I like this play. Swang on him. No more cookbooks.
Still has 9 food.
Where are you going? It's got to be the Ren and 6. But...
Yeah. You're not killing Dylan this game. You are running him out of ways to kill you.
How many times in Dylan's life do you think he's been decked? Less
Probably
than 5.
7.
7? I'm going to ask him. I'm going to go way less. I'm going to guess 3.
And I'm sure he's played against Mill a few times. Josh
Oh,
Waddell.
sorry. Hard decked. Mill deck is deck damage. That's not the same thing. I mean, like, worn down. Going after Teferi.
Interesting.
Let's go.
Yeah, Him says, I don't care about that one.
We got the ring. We're going to take some damage.
Probably going to gain some more life.
Ren ticks up. We're going to get Beseiju. Now that can take care of the boots, so the haste threats are gone. Yep. No more lands for a body to get either.
Yeah, only it's got Forest Mountain, 3 Stomping Ground, and a Blood Crypt as lands with basic land types.
Okay, and we're going to take care of the Daredevil and attack for 3 and gaining 3. I have to imagine there's less than 20 cards left in Dylan's deck. If he can draw 4 cards right now with the 1 ring, and then maybe bounce it, and get up to 5 cards from this turn, and kind of reset the ring. But the damage doesn't seem that scary thanks to the Solitude.
Yeah, but you don't want to... If you're running out this Teferi, I don't think you want to chance it at all. Okay, I guess he does.
Yep.
Because now just like a Wild Slash on that Teferi or Galvanic Blast could put you into an awkward spot where you have to race your own ring. You're also going to draw about 15 cards before you before it kills you.
All right, another breakout. This can find Darcy, Flying Haste. Can play Asmo, but all the cookbooks are gone.
Really needs another Goyf in order to answer this Ren and 6.
Yeah. I think he probably should have sent at the Ren and 6 last turn, but I guess was afraid of the binding getting bounced again.
Instead finds an Inti.
I like it. Inti's great. Card's cracked. Now,
And
it's
exile that one.
brah. A body packs it in. Dillingham takes the match 2-0. We're going to get some updates from the back table, but okay. Seems like the match does conclude with Dillingham winning over Gabriel Body 2-0, and the team of Dillingham, Scotty Doolittle, and Brian Barber move to 4-1, and their chances of top 8 are still alive. A Body, Deshaun Johnson, and John Tagliarini, 3 big names here on the Apex series, falling to 3-2 and likely having their hopes of top 8 dashed.
Yeah, there's a lot of X11s right now,
Yep.
and so things could get a little screwy. Maybe an X2 sneaks in, but I would not count on it.